My name is Marilyn Langlois. I'm a community advocate in the mayor's office here in Richmond, California. Richmond has a program called Literacy for Every Adult, which is part of our library services. It's a really excellent adult education program, and they had received a grant just a couple of years ago to do some training in entrepreneurship, and they wanted to include worker-owned cooperatives. So they had been doing some training with the California Center for Worker Cooperatives and Worker Cooperative Development, and some graduates of that class are currently working on trying to set up a co-op, and they're looking into getting some startup funding right now. So they attended our presentations and are very happy to be part of this new development in Richmond. So that is going on, and it's also been very important because that reaches out to segments of the population that tend to be underserved and traditionally underemployed. So we are doing what we can to support this effort by the students who have been in our LEAP program. We've also had interest from a local nonprofit that promotes solar energy use in our city and solar installation training. As the mayor mentioned, we have a world-class training program that does solar installation training and also leadership development and education in a lot of areas. And one thing we know is that in forming and creating and maintaining cooperatives, education and sharing of knowledge is really crucial and really critical. And so this particular training program, again, it draws from segments of our population that have been disadvantaged and underserved and at risk in a variety of ways in our low-income neighborhoods. And so they are very interested in working to try to get a solar installation cooperative going, and we are also supporting that as much as we can. In addition, we've started having some conversations with another Bay Area co-op network called Wages, which is based in Oakland, and they have 4 worker-owned cooperatives that do very environmentally friendly house cleaning work. And they are looking to expand, and we are in conversation to see if they would want to come to Richmond, work with more Richmond women residents. They deal primarily with an immigrant and Spanish-speaking population. And so we have a very large Spanish-speaking population here, many of them, again, disadvantaged and underserved. And we have a local nonprofit called the Latina Center who is very interested in working on this as well. They are trying to do more entrepreneurship work and go beyond just the type of entrepreneurship, which is a single sole proprietorship, to more of a collective group. A sole proprietorship is fine, and it's something that many Americans think of when they think about, starting their own business. But there's a lot of risks attached to that. You're really on your own. The advantage to starting with a worker cooperative is you really share the work, you share the responsibilities, you share the risks, and you have a group there to support each other as you move forward. We also find that people in our community are it just really resonates. Whenever the conversation comes up, we hear more people say, yes, we want to pursue this, we want to learn more, we want to learn more. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it really promotes democracy in the workplace. And, you can't have democracy in the greater society without people really practicing and living democratic principles on a day-to-day basis and feeling like they have some say-so in the decisions that affect their lives. And having this situation, the potential for this situation in the workplace is very strong. We'd like to have a series of presentations by members from cooperatives that are in the greater Bay Area to our population and invite Richmond residents who are interested in this work to learn more about what other co-ops in the Bay Area are doing. There is a very important cooperative principle is intercooperation, which means other co-ops will come and, tell other people about their work, and our experience is that they are very generous with sharing this knowledge. So we'd like to do that. The mayor is looking into seeing if the city would be able to fund a temporary position for 2 or 3 years of somebody who is an expert in worker-owned cooperatives to help really guide the efforts to coordinate education, networking, outreach, and seeking funding sources to really get this Richmond cooperative enterprise going. The group that was part of our Literacy for Every Adult program, one of the spin-offs from that is we have a Richmond resident who's worked with some of our other residents who are very, very excited about doing some kind of urban agriculture. In particular, they'd like to bring in greenhouses using aquaponics and hydroponics for sort of closed loop systems that grow food and create, with fish and plants to create the closed loop system to grow food for the community. And they're very excited. We met with the leader of this project and 3 of the residents who want to get involved, and they are a small team, and the 3 who were involved had not had any thought that they could really be owners of their own company, and they're very excited about doing this because they see the role that they have in the decision making. They've had some preliminary conversations with one of our low-income housing developments who has said that they could probably earmark some land for them to use on their property. And so this would be a way for them to also bring in the residents of that development, and they're very excited about working with them and bringing, some more people into their group and creating some food that could be used by people who live literally next door. And so they're very excited about that.